Hi everyone! Today we're going to plant some new perennial trees slash shrubs that I saw Lowe's got in when I went, I think it was earlier this week. So the first one is called a Chaste tree, and I planted one on the back side of my house also, but I wanted to create like a border wall here so that when people come in from the back patio they kind of have something to bend around, and so they'll be able to see the nice garden area that's going to be there. So that's my purpose for today's video, is to show you these three new perennial tree shrubs and the varieties, and then we're going to get them planted in. So the first one we have is a Delta Blues Chaste tree. It needs full sun, which is going to get here in this spot, and it actually blooms a really long time for spring, summer, and fall. And the spacing, it's supposed to get, says about, it can get up to 8 feet wide, so it can get a pretty big canopy on top, but as long as you trim it to where you want it in your space, it should stay that area. And if you do want a tree, you just sort of trim the bottom until this trunk starts going up higher and higher, and then it could be a nice little topiary tree form. And it does really well in the heat here in Florida. So that one's going to be exciting to see a big plume of purple blooms. The next one I have is over here. The second tree I have here is called a Jane Magnolia. This one I've actually been looking for online, and it happens to be here at my local Lowe's. It's going to bloom these pink off of these buds here. So all of the leaves will flush out during the year and I assume get all the energy and actually come out of these blooms here. So that's going to be exciting. I am a little worried about when all the leaves drop, if this area here in the winter is going to look like bare sticks, but it's something I'll live with and like do some research and see if these are actually going to bloom or leaf out during the year. And the last tree that we have here is a Monticello Crape Myrtle. This one could also be cut back at the end of the flowering season, so it will go back to bare stem like this. So that's my worry here, that they're all going to be bare at some point at the same point, but we'll see through the season. It's already starting to get some spring growth. These I've seen, they're very popular here in Florida. They flower on these long canopied arms, so I'm excited. This was a Lowe's sort of rescue, and we tried braiding the trunks because I noticed it had 3 and I thought that would be a cool opportunity to try braiding. So I just used some Velcro wrapper here, and then that's been sitting there for probably 2 months. I think I got it around the beginning of December, and I'm glad to see it's starting to get some spring growth on it. So I'm going to plant all 3 of these into the ground, get some good fertilizer for them, and hopefully here that in February we'll start seeing more new growth on them. So we got our hole prepared. I got some in-ground compost soil to use with some flowering shrub fertilizer, and I added bone meal as well that helps the root development. And I'm imagining right now here in winter, right before we enter spring, is the best time to transplant things in your garden to a new area or install new things in your garden. So we got the 3 holes prepared. I'm going to take them out and backfill. You might have to get another bag of in-ground garden soil to backfill everything. I think I overestimated the size of the hole that I needed. But it's better to provide nice lofty soil so the roots can start to develop and not have to struggle so much. So first we're going to start with the Crape Myrtle tree. So you're going to push down on the base of the tub just to get the soil loose. And then you always want to sort of scratch the root ball, so that lets the plant know that they can start growing roots sideways versus just continuously in a circle around itself as it was in the can. If you have a tool, maybe a pick, it could be easier, but right now I just have my hands. So we're going to just loosen it up a bit. And then again, here in spring, they're going to start pushing new roots as well. So this one I want here. Let's try to leave the soil level the same. If it's a little low, I'll add something underneath it. So you see all the space there, I have to backfill. So definitely need another bag of that. Next is going to be the Magnolia. And I'm going to keep the tag on just so I remember how often fertilize and how much water it needs as well. This one's a bit heavier, so doing the same, pushing the base just to get it out of the container. This one has good root growth as well. I'm just going to tease it a little bit for the same purpose. Good root growth here. Same, almost a little bit higher. So let's push some for the side. Give it a nice flat bottom. And there, that looks more appropriate to the ground level. And last we have is the Chaste tree. This one, I don't know if I need to cut back. I'm just going to leave it as is, as I found it in the store. This one has good roots. It's hard. Let's see if I can just pull the base here. No. Heard a little bit loosened. Okay. So really great root growth. Look at all that. Okay. Give it a nice flat base. And then seeing how the branches are out here is more of what I'm wanting. I'm wanting it to be seen from that side. So I think this is good coordination. A little bit back. So also good with the level of the soil. This is the garden soil that I use, so I am going to need another like 2 bags or so. But we're going to backfill. Up to the soil level, and then I might have to remove some more of this grass just so I can add a mulch layer too. And then down below I could probably add some annuals for the time being until they start flowering. And today we went ahead and finished the install for these 3 trees/shrubs. I am going to see hopefully in another 3 to 6 months some leaf growth on all of these, and the Chaste tree in particular is supposed to get the bushiest, so I'll have to maybe analyze the spacing between it and see if this is actually a good location for it. But since it's the first season, I think it might stay a little bit compact. I'm going to leave these tags on just so I can remember how often to fertilize and how often I need to water them as well. But that's it for today. Thank you all for joining.